Howdy, neighbor, howdy, get out and come right in. And maybe oh, baby, not be business in. I'll pop coffee and cake and candy. Look at the country and get out and
It's the Porter Wagoner Show, starring Porter Wagoner and the Wagon Masters with Speck Rhodes and Norma Jean, bringing you your favorite songs and stars of the Grand Ole Opry.
We're so glad to see you. Been wondering how you've been. Everybody's feeling fine, so let the fun begin. Well, a great big howdy once again, and welcome to our show. We've got one of our favorite people visiting today, Tex Ritter. He'll be along in a few minutes. Right now, fellas, let's do one called Love Your Neighbor. Love your neighbor, down the line. Once I had a lot of riches, I had money, wealth, and fame. Everybody knew me, they called me by my first name. Then I lost all of my money, didn't even have a dime. Who do you think it was that helped me? Well, that neighbor down the line. Love your neighbor, down the line. When you see someone in trouble, but you haven't got the time to say just one kind word to him to ease his worried mind. Oh, you think, well, that's his worry. Someone else can help mankind. But someday, somehow, you may be like the neighbor down the line. Love your neighbor, down the line. Thank you. One title, Love Your Neighbor. And this is one of the neighbors that we truly love in country music. A man that has added an awful lot to our field of entertainment. It's a real pleasure for me to introduce him on any stage and especially on our show. Let's welcome him right now, Mr. Tex Ritter. Yeah! Tex, it's always a real pleasure, sincerely.
Thank you very much, Porter. We're delighted to be with you once again here on your show. We very seldom on it, but we watch you all the time.
You're on the road all the time, and when you're not, you're with Ralph Emery up there telling tall tales.
Oh, yes. They get pretty tall sometimes.
Yes, they do. Tex, the first time I heard you do this song was in a movie many years ago, and I'm sure it's a favorite of many of our listeners. How about doing it for us?
I think this was in 1952, Porter, that we did the song as the background of the picture starring Gary Cooper. We're always happy to do it. High Noon.
Boy, that is a great guitar player. Put this down where they can get a good look at you here.
Yeah, Wayne, did you play the same chords I did?
I tried, Tex.
If you did, we're in trouble.
This is Wayne Gray, and we'll all be right back after this word. That's a fine job, and the title of that's Buck and the Five, ain't it?
Buck and the Five.
And you and Hank Cochran wrote it.
Yep.
And that's one side of the Wagon Master's new single for RCA. Would it be all right if they bought one?
Oh,
Or went down,
definitely,
picked
yeah.
up a few? Thank you, Buck. Right now it's time to meet the pretty little lady who graces our stage here every week with a fine song. And she's got a good one picked out for you today. Pretty Miss Norma Jean. Bring her on out, yeah.
She's a tune in one of our albums, one called Woman's Gotta Make a Stand Somewhere. Forgive the wrongs I've done, so I'm gonna put my feet on firmer ground. Oh, a woman's gotta make a stand somewhere. There's no happiness to find running here and there. Wanderlust may torture me at times, but I don't care, 'cause a woman's gotta make a stand somewhere. Woo! Jukebox playing much too loud, but sometimes burn within my mind so strong. But with my new love by my side, I'm gonna take my stand in life, 'cause I know I've found a place where I belong. Oh, woman's gotta make a stand somewhere. There's no happiness to find running here and there. Wanderlust may torture me at times, but I don't care.
Thank you. It's Norma Jean, one of her older numbers called A Girl's Gotta Make a Stand Somewhere. I want to do a song for you. This is a song written by a good friend of mine and all the Wagon Masters, Mr. Mel Tillis. And I don't know where some of the songwriters come up with such ideas like this one here. I hope you'll listen. It has a pretty interesting story to it. It's called The Snakes Crawl at Night. Well, I watched the car pull right in my driveway, and I saw a shadow slipping from my house. So I turned and walked into her bedroom, and I found out that it was my loving spouse. Oh, the snakes crawl at night, that's what they say. When the sun goes down, then the snakes will play. Well, I waited in the shadows until morning, and the gun I held was trembling in my hand. No, I didn't plan to give them any warning, for the devil on my shoulder had command. Oh, the snakes crawl at night, that's what they say. When the sun goes down, then the snakes will play. Well, the trial in a little while was over, and they sentenced me to die right away. But before I leave this courtroom, please, Your Honor, there is one more thing I'd like to say. Oh, the snakes crawl at night, that's what they say. When the sun goes down, then the snakes will play. When the sun goes down, then the snakes will play. Well, I'll be Boy, I tell you, we was down in Florida on a tour not too long ago, and this old boy had him a time of his life. I ain't
Hey,
kidding
man, I like that beach, you know it. You know, I really had the ball down
you. He
there.
stayed on the beach all the time we was down.
The
Listen,
whole
Speck
3
Rose, let's
days.
give him a hand.
Thank you. Yeah, I spent the whole 3 days out there on the beach.
I seen you down there. Did you
Yes,
see any
sir.
of them topless bathing suits?
Huh?
Did you see any of them topless bathing suits?
Oh, yeah, the beach was full of them. Just dozens of them out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the guys had on one. Yeah, I bought me one. After 3 days on the beach, I sung this song. I'm going back to where I come from. I'm going back to where I come from, where the honeysuckle smells so sweet, it burnt, it makes you sick. I used to think my life was humdrum, but I sure have learned a lesson that is bound to stick. There ain't no use in me pretending. The city sure ain't no place for a guy like me to end in. Going back to where I come from, where the mockingbirds are singing in the lilac bush. I used to go down to the station every evening just to watch the Pullman train come rolling in. And then one night, that great temptation got the best of me and led me to a live box. Then I took my hat and $14, and I went through all the troubles of this life that always follows when you're rich and hunting romance. But my hunting days are over, I can tell you that. I met a gal in Kansas City, and she winked at me and asked me if I'd like to step around. And I said, yep, that's what I'm here for. So she said she'd take me to the hottest spot in town. She mentioned things she'd have to fix up, so she took my $14, but there must have been a mix-up. She'd been gone since Thursday evening, and I got a hunch I'll never see that gal no more.
Oh, that's fine, Speck. Thank you, sir. He is something else. If you'd like to have a picture of Speck and our entire group, all the wagon masters that you see on our show here, it's very simple to get one. All you have to do is drop 50 cents into an envelope and mail it to Porter Wagoner, Box 404, Nashville, Tennessee. We'll send you one right back out. And be sure and write your name very clearly on it, or we'll get it back to the right person. Now, here's a song that Tex Ritter does, I think, is one of the most beautiful that he has ever recorded. And I know that you folks will enjoy it very much. Let's watch and listen as he sings Hillbilly Heaven.
I dreamed I was there in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a beautiful sight. Last night I dreamed I went to hillbilly heaven. You know who greeted me at the gate? The old cowboy philosopher himself, Will Rogers. He said to me, he said, Tex, the boss of the riders up here has kind of asked me to show you around. Out over yonder's a few of your old compadres. My, was I glad to see. Hank Williams and Johnny Horton and Hawkshaw Hawkins, Jack England, Randy Hughes and Rod Brasfield, Cowboy Copus. Well, I dreamed I was there in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a beautiful sight. introduced me to Wiley Post. And he showed me the Hall of Fame with all the gold guitars and fiddles hanging on the wall. Then he said, Tex, step over this way. A few more of your friends I know you'll want to see. They're waiting for you. There they were, standing side by side, smiling at me. Patsy Cline, Texas Ruby, Carl Farr of the Sons of the Pioneers, Little Joe Carson of Texas, Bill Elliott, Jim Reeves, Ira Louvin and Hank Martin, Wiley Walker, all the rest. Well, I met all the stars in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a star-studded night. Then I asked him who else he expected within the next, say, 100 years. He handed me a large book covered with stardust. Will Rogers called it the Big Tally Book. In it were many names, and each name was branded in pure gold. I began to read some of them as I turned the pages. Red Foley, Ernest Tubb, Gene Autry, Roy Acuff, Eddie Arnold, Porter Wagoner, Minnie Pearl, Tex Ritter. That's when I woke up. I'm sorry I did, because I dreamed I was there in hillbilly heaven. Oh, what a beautiful sight.
All right, pretty Miss Norma Jean, we got time for a little of the Foggy Mountain Top. How about it?
If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. Sail around this whole wide world to the one I love the best. If I had listened to what my mama said, I would not have been here today. Wishing for things that I'll never have, waving my young life away. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west. I'd sail around this whole wide world to the one I love the best. If I was on some foggy mountain top, I'd sail away to the west and do my best. I'd sail around this whole wide world to the one I love the best.
Mac ain't gonna have to give you a bigger part in there, man. They didn't let you sing enough. Neighbors, we're gonna have to go to the house. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Tex Ritter, Norma Jean, all the Wagon Masters. Join us next week, same time, will you? Bye, everybody.
This has been the Porter Wagoner Show, a half hour of good country music and fun, brought to you from the home of the Grand Ole Opry.